Good evening and welcome to Crazy X Files. This email is from a girl who gave a guy just one night and she thought she could change his life. But guess what? She was wrong because he changed her life. I shall call this episode One Night.
Hi, my name is Jackie, and I want to tell you about the night I met someone who would change everything I thought I knew about safety, trust, and how quickly a bad decision can spiral out of control. It started at a small college party near the bar district. I was 24, still trying to figure out who I was and what I wanted from life. That night, I just wanted to blow off steam. I remember putting on my favorite jeans, straightening my hair, and telling myself I wouldn't stay out too late. That's when I met him, Dean. He wasn't a student. He looked a little older, but not in a creepy way. He was charming, funny, intense. There was something magnetic about him, like he saw through everyone else and was only focused on me. He bought me a drink, then another. We talked for hours. At one point, he told me his ex-girlfriend had broken his heart, that she didn't understand him. I felt a pang of sympathy. I knew what that felt like. We ended up walking by the lake after the party. I wasn't drunk, but I wasn't thinking clearly either. When he suggested we hang out more at his place, I hesitated, but said yes. His place was quiet. Too quiet. He said he was between roommates and laughed it off. I remember sitting on his couch, sipping water, and suddenly feeling dizzy. Like my head was full of cotton. Like I wasn't really in control of my body anymore. I don't remember falling asleep, but I remember waking up, sort of. Everything was disjointed. I was lying on a hard surface, cold, metallic. He was talking to me, but the words didn't make sense. "You're just like her," he kept saying. "You lie, you smile, and you lie." At some point, I blacked out again. When I came to, I was in his bathroom. My face was bruised. My arm ached. There were scratches all over my shoulder. I tried to stand and fell into the bathtub. He opened the door and stared at me. "You shouldn't have lied," he whispered. I told him I wouldn't call the police. I begged him to let me go. He just watched me, like he was deciding whether or not I was telling the truth. Finally, he helped me up, gave me a hoodie, and drove me home. Not a word the whole ride. I didn't call the police. I couldn't. I was terrified. I showered 3 times, scrubbed my skin raw, then curled into a ball and cried until the sun came up. But that wasn't the end. 2 days later, I got a message on Instagram, a new account, no photo. It said, "You looked so peaceful when you slept." My stomach dropped. Then another one. "You should be more careful who you trust." I blocked the account, but the messages kept coming. New numbers, new profiles, always the same tone, like he was watching me, like I belonged to him. I started to think I was being followed. My car had a scratch that wasn't there before. I heard footsteps behind me at night. One time I came home and found my bedroom window cracked open, even though I never opened it. I finally confided in my sister, Lauren. She came over, stayed the night. She believed me. She told me I had to go to the police. So I did. I gave them everything. The messages, the timeline, even a photo I'd snapped at the party. The officer nodded, said it was concerning, that they'd look into it, but they didn't seem in any hurry. The next day, Lauren's car was keyed. She got a DM too. Snitches don't get second chances. I changed my locks, bought pepper spray, slept with my phone on my chest. I couldn't focus in class, couldn't eat, couldn't breathe. He hadn't just hurt me physically. He'd gotten into my head and built a nest there. Then, one night, everything changed. I was driving home from class when I noticed the same black car in my rearview mirror. It followed me through 3 turns. I pulled into a gas station and waited. It parked across the street. No one got out. I texted Lauren. If anything happens to me, it was Dean. She called me back, screaming at me to go inside the gas station. I did. I told the cashier to call the cops. When the police arrived, the car was gone, but they took me seriously this time. Finally. They went to Dean's house, found surveillance gear, photos of me, notes about my routine. And worse, an unregistered gun, and a vial of clear liquid labeled with a date that matched the night he drugged me. He was arrested that night. The trial was a blur. He pled not guilty, said I imagined everything, that we were hooking up, and I changed my mind, but the evidence buried him. The judge called him a predator. He was sentenced to life without parole. I still have nightmares, still check my locks 3 times, but I survived, and I'll never ignore that small, quiet voice again. The one that whispers, something's not right.
Oh, ladies. If you just met a man, don't go home with him on the first night, because it would behoove you not to. And if you do go home with him, you better not let him fix you a drink, because you may end up on one of these episodes. And if you want to be on one of these episodes, and if you have a story, please feel free to email it to me, because we need your stories. Your stories drive the channel. It is the fuel for the channel. So if you have a story, maybe you can share it, and you could be one of the crazy X-Files.